I understand the feeling of like when someone hits you to hit back. Like I understand that emotion, but at the end of the day, remember that when your government imposes a tariff, whether it's initially a tariff or a retaliatory tariff, regardless, that is a tax on you that hurts your own business and makes your life more expensive, right? So, for example, when the US imposes tariffs, that is a tax that is imposed on American businesses and passed on to American consumers through higher prices. And the converse is true, right? When the government of Canada imposes a tariff, that is a tax on Canadian businesses that hurts also Canadian workers and Canadian consumers because of higher prices. So look, like if the US wants to be smacking tariffs on goods coming in from other countries, that's going to hurt Americans. And that's where the pressure against the tariffs will ultimately come from. And the same thing, right, is like, remember, if your friend does something silly, it doesn't mean you should do something silly. And it definitely doesn't mean that the government should be imposing an extra tax on its own citizens. And that's exactly what a tariff is. A tariff is just another form of tax and another form of government intervening in our own economy. Now, with all of this debate that I think is going to be around in the next probably couple months around tariffs, I think there's three thoughts that come to mind on how Canada should respond to any type of tariff from another country. Number one, cut taxes and cut red tape. Okay, Canada's economy is not firing on all cylinders because governments are overtaxing us, overregulating us, and not letting job creators build massive projects here in Canada. That has to stop. Number two, stop the massively wasteful spending, especially in Ottawa. We couldn't afford it before. We certainly can't afford it now. And number three, I'm very skeptical that a tariff will work. Very, 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 very. In fact, it's not going to work, right? However, I am sure that any tariff imposed by the Canadian government will make life more expensive for Canadians. You know what will work? Cutting taxes here in Canada and cutting red tape here in Canada.